The Foreign Secretary there. Well, Donald Trump's peace plan has raised new hope for the families of the Israeli hostages being held by Hamas in Gaza. The Israeli military believes 20 of those taken on October the 7th are still alive. Well, among those captured very nearly 2 years ago is the father of two, Omri Miran, whose loved ones say they will never stop fighting for his release. Well, I'm joined now by Omri's brother-in-law, Moshe Lavi, and it has been such a long, hard road, hasn't it, for the families? Daily pain. Are you allowing yourself a little bit of hope now?
Thank you for having me, and good evening to all the viewers. We always have hope, irrespective of the developments, the geopolitical developments. We have to hold on to hope. But I'm also realistic. So with the hope, I'm realistic to the fact that we've been on the verge of a breakthrough for so many times. We've heard discussions on different versions of a deal. And this very deal was on the table in different variations in the past, including during the Biden administration, and of course, since President Trump took office. I do hope that this time we'll see the real breakthrough, that one that will bring home all 48 remaining hostages, including Omri. But until we see them released, until we see the end of the war, we can't stop advocating, we can't stop demanding policymakers to find a solution to this ongoing crisis.
What is your message then to Hamas?
Look, as an Israeli citizen, I hold my prime minister accountable. I hold my government accountable. Many families of hostages have been rallying, going to parliament, meeting elected officials, pressuring our government constantly for the past 2 years. At the same time, we try and do that in the international community. And what I want to hear from world leaders today is that they're doing everything they can, using every lever they have to pressure Hamas to agree to a deal. We can't allow any more delays. We can't allow more buts. This is a painful deal for Israel, and I'm sure it's going to be difficult for the Palestinians to digest as well. But at the same time, it's a deal that can guarantee future for Gaza, future for Gazans, and most importantly to me, future for my family, for Omri, with him reunited with Lishai, my sister, and my two nieces, Ronnie and Alma. I demand Hamas to release the hostages, to agree to the deal, disarm, and bring and create a path for a future, better future for both Palestinians and Israelis in the region.
Do you think Omri is still alive?
Omri is still alive. We know he's alive. Only recently, in the past few months, we received a psychological warfare video featuring him. We have no reason to believe he's not alive. There are still 20 living hostages, two whose conditions is unknown, while the rest remaining were pronounced deceased, murdered in captivity, or killed on October the 7th. We are fighting for all of them. We're fighting for all of them equally because it's part of our ethos, our social contract in Israel. When we serve in the military, as I did for 6 years, we always mentioned the fact that we're going to keep on fighting for bringing home all our captives, and we do it as part of our social ethos as well. I can't wait to see Omri holding Alma and Ronnie again, and I will keep fighting for that dream to be realized. And that's why I keep pushing everyone, making the calls, doing the meetings, including this week, to ensure policymakers understand time is of the essence and that they have to compel all parties. And right now they have to compel Hamas to stop the delay. We don't want to, I don't know if you know the book, All Quiet on the Western Front. The banality of death is a primary theme in that book. And every minute that we are not signing a deal is a minute where lives can be disappeared, both for Palestinians in Gaza and, of course, of our hostages.
Well, we know the push is on now for Gaza City, artillery fire today. Has the Israeli Prime Minister, do you think, at any point prioritised the fate of the hostages?
I have no doubt that the fate of the hostages is part of the calculations of the Israeli government. But I also know that parts of the government, but some members of the governments are from the radical right in Israel. And those members have not shown any empathy or any belief that the hostages is the primary objective of our mission in Gaza. I do think the Prime Minister sees that as a priority, but time and time again, he has lost the trust of families of hostages and of many members of the wider public. Over 70% of the public wants a deal. And this is the time that for him to show that he's committed to Trump's peace plan. He said it yesterday, but we don't want any delays from his part. And hopefully Hamas will do its duty as well and agree to the deal. We can't, as I said, we can't wait any longer, both for Gazans and Israelis. This war needs to end with the release of the hostages and with Gaza being rehabilitated and reconstituted.
Well, just one very quick final thought. We are just over a week until the second anniversary of that awful day on October the 7th. Donald Trump has given 3 or 4 days to Hamas to respond to this. You know, do you think you might be looking at 1 week and there can be a beginning of a resolution to this?
I think it is possible. And if there is a world leader who can make it possible, it's President Trump. He has engaged so many world leaders over the past few weeks to find an agreement that can be agreed both by Israel, Hamas, and of course the Arab countries, Muslim countries, and the wider international community. It is possible. But as I said, time is of the essence. And I hope that on October the 7th, the next week, essentially, we will be able to both mourn what has happened then, but also think about the future, including the future of my family, with Omri and Lisha reunited.
We wish you the very best in getting Omri home. Moshe Lavi, thank you so much indeed.
Thank you.
Well, you're watching The World. Still to come, Donald Trump warns of